Folks, I can sit down here for up to 8 seconds, eat a cup of coffee and a sandwich, and still have my stretch reflex. That's what I call dynamic effort. I'm also reading the West Side Book of Methods during my training session today. That will maximize my efficiency and my time. See ya.
How you lived in Thailand, Taiwan, one of those tea countries with cheap prostitutes.
Taiwan or Thailand? Some Thai place where they sell sex real cheap.
Taiwan is where you worked your entire childhood.
This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining Gym. SuperTraining Gym, the strongest gym in the West, and we're doing a Flashback Friday. We're checking out this video. I'm checking it out on my phone because, believe it or not, even with this new, beautiful, state-of-the-art facility, we still don't have the damn internet over here. We're in the dark ages, so I just got it on my phone here, watching it off the YouTube, and I'm going to talk you guys through it. I talked about a bunch of disgusting stuff already. You saw how fat my face was. Now we're going to get into the training session, and we're kicking this thing off with Mike Moore, who is deadlifting 765 pounds out of the rack. Mike was a strong lifter. He was a really strong lifter that we had for a long time, and back in the day, we used to do rack pulls before our squat session, and when I watch some of these videos, it makes me think back to this time period. It makes me kind of wonder why I'm not currently doing some of these things. Here we got Jim McD blasting out 530 pounds. We're using a reverse band, and we are squatting in our suits. Some of you raw lifters of today sometimes get a little angry about suits, but that was the way that powerlifting was for a long time. There was no raw category. Whether you lifted raw or whether you lifted with gear on, it was all the same category. And so a lot of people just chose to lift in powerlifting gear. I do think that at some point some powerlifting gear will come back. It has its pluses, it has its minuses. There is nothing better than seeing someone's pure strength and just seeing what they can do without a bunch of equipment on. I would agree with that, and I'm a fan of that style of lifting, but I'm also a fan of this style of lifting back in the day at SuperTraining when we lifted with tons of powerlifting gear on that was supportive and helped us. We got our boy Dick Lickerson banging out 635 pounds on a rack pull. The advantage of doing a rack pull is it will help build up your lower back. It's also going to help build up your grip. Also, because it's a shortened range of motion, you can typically handle more weight. So it has its advantages. We got Jim McD loading that weight up with 620 pounds to a box here. Form looked really good. He did a good job keeping those knees out. You're also going to notice, because we're lifting in powerlifting gear at this time, that our stance is a little wider than you traditionally might see. And I really think that that was something that helped develop the strength of our hips and lower back back in that time period. And just going back to those rack pulls, here we are working on some grip stuff, which we did quite often, but going back to those rack pulls, building up that volume and building up that amount of work before you do a squat session was really challenging. And it also challenged your position while you were squatting. So now that I'm looking back at it and thinking about it, that's something I'm going to incorporate again, I'm going to bring back. So just because you're sitting here and watching this, and maybe you're not a fan of geared powerlifting, there's still so much that you can take from this. Reverse band is a great exercise. It can allow you to overload. It can allow you to handle more weight. It can help build confidence. It's called the future method. And basically the future method refers to you handling something like 5 plates that you may be really definitely afraid of, maybe intimidated by. Well, you can handle the 5 plates with the bands on there because they're giving you assistance. Well, in the future, keep working towards it, keep training, you'll be able to squat those 5 plates with no problem without the bands on there. And so some of it's just to come to get over a mental hurdle, and then also just the simple fact that it's fun. Handling more weight, it's a lot of fun. And so that's a lot of the purpose of this. And then back then, we were just trying to getting used to these massive amount of weight that we have on our back. This is 910 pounds. The most weight I ever handled in competition is 1,080. 1,085 is what I ended up taking that spill with. You can see that 910 moved very fast, and again, kind of squatting onto the box. The box is there so we can sit back. Here's Tristan Scholl having some fun with one of our other gym members, Kara Weston, who was a big part of our gym at that time. She was lifting some big weight. You can see she's helping there with wrapping up the knees. Kara is very strong. She bench pressed 230 pounds raw on top of hitting up a deadlift of over 400 pounds. I think her best might be like 460 or something like that. So a lot of the individuals back then at this time were very, very strong, and this was a very, very powerlifting oriented crew, where now we're powerlifting oriented, but it's just different. We have a lot of raw lifters and we have a lot of newer lifters. Back then we had more seasoned lifters. We had people that were doing it for a longer period of time, and so the amount of weights they moved were bigger. Here I go for an 1,100 pound squat. If you want to see me bring that shirt back, comment below, the SuperTraining shirt that I'm wearing in this video. I think it looks pretty dope, so we might bring it back. Got my boy Tristan Scholl with the spot there. He's right behind me. He and I are actually going to train some bench tonight. And here I go with that 1,100 pound squat. Oh, that got a little iffy. And that is, and you know, people, that's why I'm a lot shorter than I used to be right there. That's part of the reason why I'm squished down. I used to be 6'5". I'm kind of really squished down over here. Here we got my boy Steve Lavelle with 325 pounds and some bands on there. His wife Janet trained with us for a very long time. She squatted over 600 pounds, and you can just see how explosive she is. She was very, very strong, very powerful. Here goes our boy T-Bear, banging out some deadlifts over here. This is when we were at Midtown Strength and Conditioning. SuperTraining has come such a long way, but this gym right here was the most pivotal of them all, because this is the one that allowed SuperTraining to really grow. Tristan just smoked that deadlift. That looked very easy. I have no idea what amount of weight is on there, but it just looked like he just cranked right through it. It looked very easy for him. Tristan has always had good form. He's been out of the gym forever, smoking cigarettes, being fat, being gross, and he comes back, and every time he comes back, even though he's had a long layoff, he always has great form.
Where's Tristan?
Much better athlete than he looks, that's for damn sure. These training sessions were like this every week. You know, me handling that 1,100 pounds was something that happened routinely. It happened quite a bit where we were handling these big weights. Week in and week out, I was handling huge weights, trying to be the best that I possibly could. This is when I was really, really in the middle, in the height of my powerlifting career. I wish that raw training was a little bit more popular at that time, because it would have been interesting to kind of see what I could have done at that time. Mr. Steve Lavelle with another big, strong squat, and I'm going to let this video play out. Strength is never weakness, weakness is never strength. Catch you guys later.
Some cattle back there.